An entire battalion marched into the frozen woods. But they weren't fighting an army. They were being hunted by a ghost. Somewhere in the sub-zero permafrost, a single marksman is watching, waiting, and systematically dismantling their sanity. He doesn't just pull the trigger. He transforms the landscape into a silent graveyard. No muzzle flash, no shouted commands, just the crack of a rifle, and another soldier falls into the snow. This isn't fiction. This is the true story of Simo Häyhä, the deadliest sniper in history, the man the Red Army would come to fear as the White Death. Part 1, The Winter War, begins. It's 1939. The Soviet Union invades Finland, expecting a quick and overwhelming victory in what becomes known as the Winter War. They bring hundreds of thousands of troops, tanks, artillery, air power. Finland? Outnumbered, outgunned, outmatched. But Finland had something the Soviets didn't. It had winter, and it had Simo Häyhä. A quiet farmer from rural Finland, Häyhä knew the forest like a second home. He wasn't a mythical warrior. He wasn't a towering brute. He was patient, and patience is lethal at -40 degrees. Part 2. Invisible ballistics. Now let's talk about something most people ignore, physics. Because in Arctic warfare, the cold doesn't just freeze men, it changes bullets. At extreme sub-zero temperatures, gunpowder burns differently. Air density increases. Cold air is thicker, which affects drag and trajectory. A sniper who doesn't account for this will miss. But Häyhä trained in these conditions his entire life. He understood cold-bore shots. The first shot fired from a frozen rifle barrel. In extreme cold, metal contracts. Ballistics shift slightly. Margins for error shrink to almost nothing. One miscalculation, and you reveal your position. But he didn't miss. He used a standard iron sight Mosin Nagant, no scope. Why? Because scopes can fog. They can reflect light. They force a sniper to raise his head slightly higher. Häyhä pressed himself low into the snow. Sometimes he packed snow in front of his muzzle to hide the flash and reduce powder spray. He even kept snow in his mouth while firing, so his breath wouldn't give away his position in the freezing air. Every detail mattered. Every breath was controlled. Part 3, Psychological Attrition. But the real weapon wasn't the rifle. It was fear. Häyhä didn't just shoot random soldiers. He targeted leadership, officers, radio operators, squad leaders. Remove the head, and the body collapses. Imagine marching through a silent forest. The snow absorbs sound. Visibility is limited. Every tree looks the same. Suddenly, crack. Your commanding officer drops. No muzzle flash. No visible enemy. Panic spreads. Who gives orders now? Another shot. Another man falls. The battalion isn't fighting a visible force. They're fighting uncertainty. The Soviets reportedly sent counter-snipers, artillery strikes, even entire sweep units just to eliminate one man. But how do you kill what you cannot see? Häyhä wore pure white camouflage, blending seamlessly with the Finnish landscape. He would lie motionless for hours, sometimes entire days, still, silent, waiting. He wasn't just breaking bodies. He was breaking will. Part 4. The Echo in the Timberline. In a dense winter forest, sound behaves differently. A single rifle shot doesn't clearly reveal direction. It echoes. It fractures against tree trunks. It bounces off frozen earth. To the hunted, it sounds like the forest itself is attacking. That's psychological warfare at its purest. By early 1940, Häyhä had racked up over 500 confirmed kills in less than 100 days. Let that sink in. 500. That's an average of 5 soldiers per day. One man reshaping an entire battlefield. The Soviets gave him a name, the White Death. And yet, there was nothing theatrical about him. No dramatic speeches, no thirst for glory. He once simply stated he did what he was told, as well as he could. In March 1940, A Soviet explosive bullet struck his jaw, tearing apart half his face. He fell into a coma. Ironically, he regained consciousness on the very day the war ended. He survived. He lived quietly for decades afterward, passing away in 2002 at the age of 96. No parade of ego, no legend carved by himself. The myth was built by those who feared him. So what makes Simo Häyhä so terrifying? It wasn't just numbers. It was invisibility. In war, soldiers expect bullets. They expect artillery. They don't expect the forest to watch them. He mastered Cold War physics. He weaponized leadership targeting. He used echoes and environment as psychological tools. He didn't need an army. He turned winter into one. And somewhere, in the silence of the Arctic timberline, you can almost still hear it. One shot, then nothing. The White Death.
Before you go, there's something most people never realize about history. The story you just watched, it's only one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Somewhere on this channel, there's another forgotten hero, another hidden war, another secret waiting to be uncovered. If this story pulled you in, the next one will go even deeper. Click one of the videos on your screen now and keep uncovering the past, because here, the truth is never finished.